Hello, hopefully I'm live. I'm Rachel, teacher, healer, mystic, and today I'm going to be doing a live channeled message. Would love to hear from you as you watch this or after you've watched this as to how this resonates with you. As always, it is channeled live, so I don't know what I'm going to get through. Just a reminder for those of you who are looking to do workshops or booking one-to-one through me. I am doing one-to-one booking, as I have been for the last however long. And workshops I am doing, I'm not putting out any dates at the moment. I'm allowing you guys to come to me either alone or in groups and arrange your workshops, because that's working better with everything in terms of post-COVID for you guys, in terms of, budgets and everything that's going on with everyone money-wise as well. So I'm allowing you guys to come to me. So I've got prices on the website, whether it's one-to-one or whether it's group, and how we can arrange that. So just a reminder for those of you who are waiting for workshop dates, I'll probably revisit that in a few months' time and just see where the land lays in terms of people being able to book onto stuff, because it is still a struggle for everyone. I know. Right, okay. So today's channeled message, just as I came on, I could feel like a huge amount of energy sort of surge into me, like butterfly energy, which isn't normal for me. I'm not a butterfly energy anxiety. That's not how I feel my stress and anxiety, if that makes sense. So a huge amount of excitement. I'm just going to tune into what that energy is, because it feels quite upbeat and it feels very excitable. I'm just a huge amount of really bright white energy around me, very yellow sunshiny energy around me as well. I'm just trying to see who's around me. Okay, so it is a sun energy god. And I've got Sekhmet with me. Okay, which is more than just Sekhmet. Okay, I've got Sekhmet herself, as she's a sun aspect goddess. She's a sun aspect goddess. So I've very clearly got her stood almost between me and the sun, this huge energy. And then to the side is this much younger energy. I've had through before a younger male lion-headed god. It's not him. It feels like as if you've got a younger brother or a son or somebody like that. Like she's bringing through an energy with her. I think this is more symbolic and representative of what she's here to talk to us about, is bringing through this, maybe this next generation, or bringing through this balanced male energy is, I think, what she's here to talk about. Okay. I'm getting lots of very modern songs in my head, but they're all really upbeat, enthusiastic, supportive songs. Because it's really important to understand that even though she's a female goddess, she doesn't come in representing just the divine feminine. She comes in representing herself, and as all of us are, different aspects and different balances of the divine feminine and divine masculine and how it sits with us. Remembering that divine feminine is inward action and divine masculine is outward action, and how the divine feminine energy is often associated with the moon. Divine masculine is often associated with the sun. She said to me, divine sunshine. This divine sunshine is available to you all. You often forget that it is there, staring down at you from the sun. Guidance, yes. The masculine aspect does not require adherence to the divine. The divine, the masculine aspect requires adherence to humans. So divinity is held within humanity, and humanity expresses that as it needs to. So the masculinity that you experience is that of a human. The feminine you experience is no longer part of the whole, it is part of you. How you express it is up to you, but express it nonetheless. Patriarchal aspects have been overwhelming. They have been squashing. They have been unforgiving, unworldly. They have never been as beautiful as they are today. We have forgotten who we are, and when we forget who we are, we forget how to be. Realize that you are God, and as a God, you walk upon the earth plane, representing yourself in the best possible way that you can, inward and outward. You never look to fail, but you feel that you do. And this is ungodly. Failure does not happen through action. Failure happens through inaction, through the inability to act. When you fear everything that you can be, you fear yourself. Why fear yourself? Why fear God? For you are one and the same. When you fear doing, you'll fear everything. Humanity is in all, and humanity is the expression of life. Do, act, behave, render, create. All of this is action. Wield your power through your passion. Your passion is your power. When you know where your heart lays, then you can begin your forward action. If you do not know yourself, you do not know your passion. Without self-knowledge, passion cannot express itself outwardly, and there is never achievement. Achievement comes from a sense of being in you and being everything that you are. Don't hesitate and don't step away from yourself. Step into who you are. You are more than sunshine. You are more than raindrops. You are more than the divine masculine and more than the feminine. You are everything. You are all aspects. And as such, you have the power to behave and wield the power of the universe as you choose. Is it so dangerous? Is it so overwhelming? Does your power make you feel so helpless that you cannot step into it? When your power is just your passion, how can you not see that your power is your passion and nothing more and nothing less? Love your passion, step into it. Step from your passion onto the next step, and so on and so forth, and you will find your way there. Where are you going, you may ask? Home. Back to self. If you have ever forgotten your humanity, if you have ever forgotten yourself, you will find your way back by seeking what you love. Seek your truth, not that of another. Listen to what they have to say and take it inside. Is that your grain of truth? Or is it something you should set aside? when we set something aside. It may be there for us to respond to later. It may just fall by the wayside and we carry on regardless. Either way, it does not matter. When you feel, and I can really feel it just under my solar plexus, in my sort of just above my navel, when you feel it in your gut, you will know, is this mine or is this for elsewhere? And when you leave it for elsewhere, you will find your way. Do not own what is not yours. Drop it out of the wayside like beautiful packages. That is somebody else's truth, and they may pick it up later, or the earth may consume it and turn it into fuel. The sun burns with a fuel so bright that it sparks the very heart of us. And when you need energy, when you need to do, when you need to act, just remember, the sun is your guiding star. There is no greater, closer guiding element than the sun that exists within your own universe, than the sun which has been laid out before you, than the sun which shines upon you in every moment. It shines on you, for you are its child. It shows you the way to wake, to sleep. It shows you the way to act, to be. It shows you the way to think, to act. It shows you the way. Brings you joy, brings you happiness, fills your lungs with laughter. Does not have to be your own. There are always pockets of laughter wherever you walk. The water brings with it her warmth. The water brings with it her warmth. And I can see, and I can actually taste or breathe in. You know that when the sun's been shining on a river or a natural body of water, and you can breathe that in, and it feels a certain way in your lungs. I can feel that. I can feel that right now. And what she's showing me is that the sun charges the water. And when you go into that water, you've got both the sun element and the water element within that water. How powerful that is. There is your supercharge. She's saying, there is your supercharge, the sun and the water and you. The sun and the water and you. The sun is always there guiding you. Never feel lost, never feel alone. Just look at the stars, look at the sun, and it will show you the way. As we walk forward, what we bring with us are others, whether we realize it or not, just by being. So continue to be, continue to walk, continue to shine. And that sunshine is different for you all. And she's shown me all the spectrum of colours that exist within sunlight, like deep purples and light blues and yellows and white. She's shown me all of the colours which exist within sunshine. All of these are yours. All of these are yours. Shine your light as you need. Shine your light as you are. Don't apologise. Don't make changes. Shine your light as you are. As you shine the light on you, others will see themselves reflected and will be drawn. And they will be drawn to you because your journey, your story needs to be heard. As you walk your story, as you live your story, as you speak your story, the words fall into the ears of others who suck it up and absorb it. And I can feel it being, when it goes into my ears, going into your throat, because they're all linked. You absorb it and they tell the tale again. This is the story of the ages. This is how wisdom is passed on through word of mouth. How will it be heard if you do not speak it? Just talk. Just talk. Tell others your journey. Tell others your story. Inspire them as needed. the whole time I've still got this young lion cub energy like bouncing around the whole time, just bouncing around. Not crazy bouncing, just like really inquisitive, looking around. Just a wonderful energy. And she's just drawn my attention to it again. As you grow, you will see it is not just yourself that you bring forward, but others. And as they walk their path, they too bring forward others. How else does the word spread? How else will you know the word of God unless it comes out of your mouth? How else will the others hear it unless they hear that truth? The resonance for their truth will draw them in. The resonance. The resonance. Never forget who you are. Never forget. Remind yourself daily of who you are. Remind yourself daily. And then you will speak your truth because you remember. But she's making it you remember at the forefront of your mind. Remember it at the forefront of your mind. Not somewhere back here. Remember at the forefront of your mind. That's what you project. As you speak your truth, the universe will listen and it will settle and it will fall asleep to the lull of your words. And I can see water and stars reflected into the water, but it feels like bedtime and it feels cozy. I don't know how to describe it. That feels like a blanket, but it does. As the truth will out, the home will also reflect. So as you speak, your reality, your change appears. You will see reflected around you, in the eyes of others, in the land beneath your feet, your truth. How can the universe listen to your truth if you never speak it? You must speak it into action. You must speak your wants. You must let the universe know what your truth is so that you may draw it in. Without speaking, there is nothing. There is nothing without your action. Speech is the last point of inaction. Hold it within. It is apathy in itself. Talk, speak, act. Talk, speak, act. Never true word said. Never let go of your home. Never let go of your hope. Hold it close to you. You will see the others as they come. These are my words, spoken by thee. She means me. Just heard in my head, the end. The end. So this young energy is here. What she's talking about in Sekhmet is a very balanced female figure when we think about Sekhmet, okay? And there's lots and lots of other wonderful female goddesses who have this balance too. We think about Sekhmet, we maybe think about Kali. These are goddesses who are considered to be warriors, right? They're considered to be fighters. And that's because sometimes in action, you know, a good warrior knows when to fight and knows when to stand down. And again, I don't find Kali's energy overwhelming because she speaks her truth. If you speak your truth, you don't have to have a fight because you've made your needs known. And by speaking your truth and speaking what you want into reality, what you're doing is you're letting other people know, this is where I stand and this is who I am. And you will draw the right people into your community and the right people close. And that's what's going to change your life, right? But if you don't talk about what you want, you don't talk about who you are, you don't talk about who you need, you don't give your opinion, you're never going to get the right people to come in. You're never going to attract other people who vibrate with you and who resonate with you. And that doesn't mean to say that you don't question yourself. absolutely you question yourself. Somebody's going to say something at some point, and that conversation you're going to go, oh, I didn't think about it that way. Does that resonate with me? That's that point that she was talking about. You draw it in. Does that resonate with me? Oh, there might be an element of truth to that. Oh no, shit, no, there isn't an element of truth there. You have to be careful about when your ego gets in the way, and wondering if you're being stubborn about a belief system. But it's very clear that this balanced female energies, and there's lots of Celtic figures who represent this. I'm going to say it really badly because my family isn't Welsh, my family's Irish, but Blodawedd, I think. Please forgive me. Goddess of Spring. I've shared her story recently. She was created for Lugh, and a lot of these figures go across in different forms across all of the Celtic cultures. But she was created for him as a wife. And what she realised is she didn't want to be his wife. She wasn't in love with him, even though she'd been told that you're made for him. You're made for him. And she killed Lugh. He was brought back to life in a different way, to go off and be with somebody else. And she was turned into an owl as part of that process. But she was kind of demonized for behaving like that. As is really when you look at people like Kali and Sekhmet, they're kind of feared and demonized for getting what they want. Those Lilith type energies. And it's not, Lilith isn't quite right for those energies, but Lilith is another example of that. The more balanced we are, the more balanced the feminine is, as in we say what we want, we say no, we say yes, we give our opinion, we're heard, we're listened to, we're seen. And I'm talking about not just females within society, but many minorities that are overlooked or unseen. The more we talk, the more we speak, the more we're heard, the more we're seen, the more that strangling patriarchal energy breaks apart. It can't contain all of that, because at the moment it's class like this, and that's why it's gripping on. Yeah, it's starting to fall apart. The more we speak, the more this balanced energy comes through, the better. And it's understanding that we're balanced. We're not feminine, we're not masculine, we are balanced for each of us. Women don't need to look a certain way, men don't need to look a certain way. And that whole thing around genders is not a representation of each of our individual energies. Our individual energy represents us. Yeah, it represents our personality. So making sure we're talking about that, making sure we're having conversations, making sure we question ourselves, but making sure that each of those truths resonate personally with us before we take it on board. Does that make sense up here? Does it make sense in my gut? Yes, right, then crack on. But there's a massive issue with spiritual people being apathetic and not doing, not making practical changes. That practical change might be, sharing something on social media. It might be talking about something on social media. It might be gifting your time. It might be gifting practical help where you can in terms of money or something else. But it's about being practical. It's about doing, because that's how we ground out this stuff, is by action and by change. If you really feel passionate about something, sign a petition, go to a peaceful protest, make your voice heard. These are all the ways that we make our voices heard, and we make our opinions known, is through all of those ways as well. So don't forget that it isn't just about you speaking your reality into your small knit community. It's about speaking it into the wider world as well. And when you've got a lot of other people whose voices all come together and you all resonate together, and speaking that truth out is much louder, right? If you don't lend your voice to that, it's not gonna, we're not gonna have the changes. There's no point in us sitting there praying, healing, doing all of that stuff if we're not also helping make the practical change, because you are personally not grounding out the energy that you're bringing in. You're asking other people to ground it out, and that's overwhelming, right? So you might have 200 people sat there bringing in this healing energy and not actually doing anything practical. what you're doing is expecting the rest of humanity to make the practical changes. And those practical changes come through teachers arguing with the system and arguing with headmasters and doing stuff differently in their own classroom. Those changes come through with nurses and doctors researching and bringing in new ways of being and bringing in new medical stuff that other people poo-pah and think is ridiculous. You know, these are the people we're asking to make the changes. If we can't help them in some small way, then we're missing the point of humanity. We're missing the point. So whenever you've got an opinion about something and you feel passionately, do something about it. It might be something small that you're doing, but do something about it. You know, I've got autistic children, and therefore, because of that, I have a lot of opinions about autism and actually the way that children should be raised, full stop. In society. And if I don't speak about those, I'm not going to get other people coming in who resonate with that. And if I don't tell the teachers what I expect for my children, then they're not going to get that. And it's not going to make the teachers question themselves. Don't get me wrong, some are very arrogant and don't want to be questioned. And those are fun conversations. But I still have the conversation nonetheless, because that's Sekhmet, that's Kali, that's the Celtic goddesses. Even with somebody like Aoife. Aoife is one of the... She's a warrior goddess of Ireland, you know, in the times when the gods fought each other, she was quite often, again, demonized for her wanting to get her own way and wanting to do things the way that she wanted to do it. If we don't pull at each other and trigger each other and stretch each other and stretch each other's opinions and ideas and make each other uncomfortable as we do that, because stretching's uncomfortable, right? If you're not used to stretching yourself, it becomes uncomfortable. If stuff doesn't feel a little bit icky and then we don't push through that, we're never going to get any change in society. So community comes and society comes from different factions and different groups and different people giving their opinions logically and giving their opinions as best they can. So Sekhmet's message is, you want to change the world? Just fucking talk about your own mental health journey. Talk about your own journey with autism. Talk about your own journey with money issues, your own journey with abuse. Talk about your own journey. See what else you can do to help the wider community change. What else can you lend your voice to? But talk because it's going to resonate with others. It's going to allow others that space to talk as well. If you talk, you allow somebody else to talk, right? This is what this is about. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, where your passion lies. You must talk about it. If you're not, if you study the Kabbalah and the Kabbalistic ancient wisdom and the Kabbalistic tree of life, you'll understand that that's speaking it, internal and external voice, right? When you speak it out, it's the next stage of manifestation, which is going to bring it into reality in a different way. So it's a major part of the process. You can't sit there in silence and pray. That isn't the world. The world isn't some monks who've chosen to live their life up in a mountain. We haven't chosen to live our life in a mountainside. We've chosen to live our life in a very difficult, imbalanced society. Make your changes. And it's simple. What resonates for you? What's important for you? Where's your passion? Follow your passion, and everything else will simply fall into place. It doesn't mean it won't be messy on the way. It doesn't mean it won't be difficult at times. It doesn't mean that you won't say the wrong thing and think, oh shit, I was a bit too passionate that day. That's going to happen. Forgive yourself, allow others to forgive you, say sorry, make amends, reconcile with other people, and then everyone can move forward, right? So that's the way society works. And if you want change for your kids, which is this energy that Sekhmet is clearly bringing through, this balanced next generation masculine energy, which is balanced and fun and guidance, what energy should be. It's that Apollo energy. If anyone does anything with any of the ancient Greek gods, that Apollo energy, which is actually like a Christ-like energy, which is young, change, but upbeat and positive and full of that sunshine energy. That's how tune into that masculine energy, tune into that joyous masculine energy, right? Which is all about that fun guidance. It's all about has anyone watched the episode of Bluey, if anyone's got small kids, where the dad just lets all the kids sort out their problems? He doesn't help any of them, and they all find a way through their problems of the water fountain and the monkey bars and getting a backpack on, just by him allowing them to do what they need to do. Guidance isn't the same as control. Like, those two things are completely different. And when we heal that within ourselves, and we talk about how that control has restricted us and affected our life in all of these different ways, that's what we're doing, is we're being able to relinquish control in its varying forms, which is restricting us as a species. Right, I am going to go, because I'm not stopping talking now, am I? Let's have a quick look. Hey, Anishka. Hey, Sam. Sam said the message is spot on. Bless you. Similar to what you've been getting. I love that. Bless you, Anishka. Sam, I love Carly. I've been working with her. And she is just like, just say it. Just say it. What you're worried about. Somebody might disagree with you. Boo-hoo for them. Hey. So yeah, take some of that sunshine energy, some of that joy, and you can take that into a wonderful discussion, argumentative discussion, debate with somebody. All right, I'm going to let you go. Like I said, workshops, I'm doing them one-to-one or groups, bookings, come to me for that. Still around for all your readings, your healing programs, all of that wonderful stuff. I've been given lots of stuff that I need to work on by Spirit at the moment, which is wonderful. So there will be something new come along at some point. Sounds like doing it anyway. Anishka needed to hear that. I love that. I'm doing it anyway. I'm saying what I need to say. Love it. Right, you guys, I will see you later.